Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to talk about my movie watches during the month of April. Most of them are first time watches. There is also some rewatches and also some movies that I streamed, and therefore I don't have them in front of me. So let's start. I started this month with one of my favorite movies growing up, and that is The Rock. Probably one of Nicolas Cage's best movies, or more serious ones. And I love Sean Connery. May he rest in peace. Then I watched Tales from the Hood 1 and 2. To be honest, I only liked the first one. I heard a lot of good things about these movies, but so I really wanted to check them out. But yeah, if you're going to check them out, just watch the first one. I won't bother with the third one. That's just recently came out, I think, in the States. I gave the first one a 3 out of 5 and the second one a 2 out of 5. Then we got Witch Trap, which just don't bother. This one is going to the resale pile. I won't keep that one. Moving on, Sucker Punch. A brilliant movie. A disturbing movie. But yeah. Brilliant shot, interesting storyline. Yeah, made you think really. Then I watched Christopher Nolan movie that I'd never seen before. I watched The Prestige. And honestly, while I was watching this, I couldn't stop thinking about The Illusionist, starring Edward Norton and is it Jessica Biel? I think it's Jessica Biel. So yeah. So I thought this movie was kind of bland. If I what's the word? If I compare them to one another. But yeah, maybe I need to rewatch this one. Then another rewatch, since this movie had its 15 years, I think, birthday. I may be wrong. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Easily a 5 out of 5 every time. I love Shaun of the Dead. I love Edgar Wright movies in general. Minus the Scott Pilgrim one. Then I watched a murder mystery. Murder by Death. And honestly, this movie would not be released today. The things Peter Sellers does in this movie, and the jokes the Peter Falk and David Niven makes, are so racially wrong. So everyone in this movie would be cancelled in this time of cancel culture. But yeah, so much fun. Easily a 4 out of 5. I love this whodunit murder mysteries. And this was really comical. Then I rewatched Death on the Nile from 1978. Just a brilliant movie. I don't know which I enjoyed the most, that one or Murder on the Oriental Express. But yeah. I also watched Green Mile for the first time. But since I watched that movie, I can't seem to find my DVD. But that movie is breathtaking and it makes you think, very provocative, sad. But yeah, I understand why it gets so many awards. After that, I watched a more lighter movie that most people in America seems to have grown up on, and that's The Sandlot. I heard a lot of things about this movie, and I know there's a sequel that I won't watch. But yeah, this was what you call a wholesome movie. And I honestly think if I watched it growing up, I would have loved it even more. But still, easily a 4 out of 5. Such a good comedy movie. Then I watched a Steven Spielberg movie that I haven't seen before, which was the Sugarland Express. And it was also an amazing movie. Easily 4 out of 5. Then on to something strange. I watched Willy's Wonderland, the horror movie where the crazy Nick Cage doesn't speak. You can kinda see the similar things to Banana Split Kills or Banana Split movie or whatever it was called. But I think this one is the better version. But I would like to see some more crazy screaming Nick Cage. Yeah, it's fun. It's stupid fun, honestly. Then I watched the first 2 of the Sister Street Fighter, which the second one is called... why should I always forget? Sister Street Fighter Hanging by a Thread. The first one is the good one. The second one is almost the same as the first one, but just a little bit worse. Then I continue with my Western collection. I watched The Wild Bunch, which I gave a 3.5 out of 5. And then I watched Rio Bravo, which gave a 4 out of 5. And that was one of my first John Wayne movies. And it was just amazing. That man could act. Honestly, he's on par with Clint Eastwood. Then on to another movie, which had a lot of controversy while being made, which is One-Eyed Jack, with Marlon Brando. Heard some stories about Kubrick being fired, and just Brando took over what he's already created. But yeah, just amazing. 4 out of 5 movie. Brando is just brilliant. Might be one of his best movies after The Godfather. Then another murder mystery or a dark comedy, Kind Hearts and Coronets, where it's about the heritage and about a guy that kills off every person in this movie to get his family fortune. And every guy on the page here on the front is played by Alec Guinness, and he's just amazing. It's fun. Something that wasn't fun is Crawl Space. Another movie that kinda had some potential, but I just thought it was crap. So this also goes to the sell pile. On to my my 2 final westerns on this collection. How the West Was Won. Honestly, I thought it was kinda boring. And I know that it shouldn't be with Henry Fonda, Gregory Peck, Debbie Reynolds, James Stewart, John Wayne. But I thought it was boring and too long. Same goes with The Searchers. I know it's very loved, but I thought compared to Rio Bravo, it was slow and boring. Still a good movie, but not as good as. So I think I gave them both 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 is kind of my middle. Same goes for this Jim Jarmusch movie, Western, with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp not in so much makeup. Yeah, 3 out of 5. Probably won't watch it again. Then up to Malena with the beautiful and breathtaking Monica Bellucci. I also did a triple bill with this. I watched Malena, then I watched Irreversible, then I watched Cinema Paradiso. Maybe next time I should watch this one, then Cinema Paradiso, then end on Irreversible. Yeah. This was a great one. 3.5 out of 5. Irreversible is easily a 4 out of 5, but it's hard to watch. And I watched it on stream. So, yeah. Don't watch it with your family, for God's sake. Cinema Paradiso is a lovely movie. If you like movies, you should watch this one. Just lovely. And it's a beautiful set with a lot of special features. 3.5 out of 5, sorry. Then I watched from our video The Steelbook of Long Good Friday. Yeah. Honestly, it's a hectic movie. Yeah, it's yeah. It seems never ends. Shit just keep on happening. Yeah, it's a brilliant movie. Comes with a booklet and everything. 3.5 out of 5. A bit too long for me, but still an amazing movie. And is it Bob Hoskins? I think it's Bob Hoskins. I might be wrong. Yeah, Bob Hoskins is just amazing. And I didn't even recognize it was Helen Mirren at first. Then I watched another movie on streaming. I watched Walkabout from 1971. About a white man taking out his teenage daughter and son into the Australian outback and attempts to shoot them. And then he turns the gun on himself. It's just what the movie's about, and then they have to survive in the Australian outback, and they get help from it's called an Aborigine boy that helps them survive and teach them how to survive. It's an amazing movie, amazingly shot. 4 out of 5. Walkabout from 1971. Then I watched the gunfight at the OK Corral. Honestly, it's some of the first movie I've seen with Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas. 4 out of 5. This is easily one of my favorite westerns so far. It was just so good, and I can understand the hype. Then to Things Change, the recent release from one of the recent releases from Powerhouse Indicator, and this movie is so much fun. Yeah, honestly, you should kind of go into this blind, because if you doesn't know anything about it, it's so much fun. So please check it out. Then to another movie that everyone seems to like, but I kinda didn't, and that is The Hustler, Steelbook. Yeah, I honestly prefer the somewhat sequel with starring Paul Newman and Tom Cruise, Color of Money. I think that's the better one. Then I watched two of I think both are remakes. I think, I might be wrong. 2 westerns. I watched Appaloosa with Viggo and Ed Harris. And Jeremy Irons playing the bad guy. Honestly, this movie was so good. I didn't have high expectations because I thought, I knew a western can't really be good. But yeah, it was really good. And then I followed up with the remake of 3:10 to Yuma, which I honestly like more than the original, which is a crime to say. But Russell Crowe and Christian Bale were just amazing in this movie. Yeah, two newer westerns I can really recommend: Appaloosa and Frightened Yuma. Then to another thing, I watched Short Term 12, which I know everyone keeps telling me to watch The Room to see how well of an actor Brie Larson is. Yeah, but honestly, this movie was so deep, and Brie Larson was so good at acting. She was like on another level that I never seen before. And it's a very hard movie to watch if you have grown up in the kind of environment that this movie talks about. So yeah, it hits home in a different level, so to speak. But yeah, 4 out of 5 easily. Could be more if I rewatch it. And it wouldn't be a month without another Takeshi Kitano movie, Brother, starring Takeshi Kitano and Omar Epps. And it's a gangster Yakuza movie that takes place in America, because Takeshi needs to leave Tokyo and ends up in Los Angeles, and he can't really stop being a gangster just because he left. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Savage Dog, starring Scott Adkins. I know this is on Netflix as well, but yeah, just an average Scott Adkins movie. I was expecting more from what's it called? It's Jesse, right? Yeah, Jesse V. Johnson. But yeah, just average. Then I rewatched Expendables, and honestly, my former rating for this movie was so high. Then I rewatched it, I had to take it down a notch. It's just okay. It's stupid fun. The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Too long, too slow for me. I know people love it, but I thought it was just boring and too slow. To Die For, with Nicole Kidman, Matt Dillon, and Joaquin Phoenix. Thriller about how you can manipulate people to get what you want. Really good one. 3.5 out of 5. Then to childhood classics, I watched Mortal Kombat. Yeah, it's dumb, but it's fun. And then to the movie I watched a lot growing up. I remember renting it over and over, and I had it on VHS. Is Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and I used to love this movie, but that really tells how bad my taste was. I just rewatched this movie and I couldn't believe that I really liked this one. Oof, it was bad. Hope the new one is good. Speaking of Bob Hoskins, I watched the other movie from him that Arrow put out, which is Mona Lisa, which Bob Hoskins returns from jail, and starts to drive around a prostitute, a high class one, from client to client. But then he helps her track down her old friend, and he gets in the middle of a lot of shit. But yeah, it's easily a 4 out of 5. It's a really good movie. So I've seen the second one, but I had never fully seen the first one. So Clerks. Yeah, it's fun. It's not as outrageous as the second one, but still a good time. I can't remember what I gave it. I have to check. Sorry. 3.5 out of 5. Then I watched Naked Killer, or the original title, which is Raped by an Angel. just to proof watch the back side. Yeah, honestly, the first Naked Killer was so much fun. This one wasn't really. The ending was kind of fun, but 2.5 out of 5. Don't buy it. Then I watched Ned Kelly, an Australian western with Heath Ledger and Orlando Bloom. Yeah, it's good. It's a bit too long, but it's good. 3.5 out of 5. Another movie that I will turn up to my sell it pile is Rollerball, starring James Caan. I couldn't get into it. I thought it was dumb. Honestly, just dumb. 2 out of 5. Sell pile. Rewatch of The Nice Guys. Just one of the most funniest movies I've seen in a while. Never gets old. Love it. 4.5 out of 5. Then to a strange one with the Swedish title here, which pisses me off. It's Men and Chicken in English, and it's a Danish movie, and it's Mads Mikkelsen. And honestly, it's so strange about these two brothers wanting to find their father, and turns out they have 3 other brothers, and that is not all. And honestly, you have to watch it yourself because it's so strange. It's messed up. And speaking of messed up, here's Under a Tree, an Icelandic movie, a black comedy. 2 families, 1 tree, a bloody mess. Yeah, it's too dark for my taste. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Especially since it comes to the animals. So if you love animals, you shouldn't watch this. I know it's not real, but yeah. They're trying to piss each other off so they can get the tree down. So they hurt the other animals instead. But yeah, it's fucked up. Will also get sold. Then I just got 2 more. I got Knives Out. I watched it again with my mother. She wanted to watch it. I usually had it rated at 5 out of 5, but I just pulled down the rating to 4.5 out of 5. It's a good movie. It's a bit too long, but still a good movie. And honestly, since I watched it last time, I forgot a bit of it, so it was kinda funny for me. And I have apparently cracked the case. No pun intended. The case is broken. Need to replace it with one of those I'm selling. And then I got this free pack. I haven't watched White Line Fever. I watched Blind Fury before, and that's so much fun. But I watched Silent Rage with Chuck Norris, which is my second, I think, Chuck Norris movie I watched. I watched Delta Force. You seen Delta Force, right? Yeah. It's kinda horror-ish movie. Yeah, it's fun. 2.5 out of 5. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah. So that is all. A lot of movies to put back into place. Yeah. Let's hope I will watch as many in May. If you managed to stay this whole video, thank you. And take care. Goodbye.